Hello, trading has closed on April 17, 2023. We'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, make some predictions. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, which is April 18th, 2023. And remember, I can be wrong. Any trade you make should be at your own risk. When I made my last call, futures were up about 8 handles or so. I thought we would see lower prices, which we did. We didn't close lower, but that wasn't part of the prediction. This is the pattern with the early low, which is what we called for, and tomorrow should also have, it shouldn't have an early low. Tomorrow should have the early high. During the day, MEJT called for higher prices. It isn't a call for the next move necessarily. It just means higher prices than this should print, and they clearly did. When we dropped, it said it wasn't for real. It was a false move, would retrace. Said this rally would retrace. Said this drop would retrace, and those have all played out. Well, this is a straight line drop. Since then, we've just consolidated within the range for a day and a half. This might kill the pattern, but I'm going to make a small conjecture that it won't. And if it does, then it's my fault, because that's not part of the pattern. But I think instead of following through, we've consolidated, and I think we'll trade higher tomorrow. It isn't a call that we close higher, just that we trade higher. It also isn't a call that we close over this. It isn't a call we won't. I just think we'll trade higher than this. And if I'm wrong, which is possible, it's because this undercutting of this isn't part of the pattern. So bear that in mind. So please bear that in mind. I'm kind of fudging a little bit here. Well, tomorrow's pattern has the early high. We could gap down. Typically, it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. Failure is a straight line drop. Friday, we hit a straight line drop, and since then have merely consolidated within the range of that decline. Usually, this leads to higher prices printing tomorrow, even if we don't close higher, or even if Friday's high holds. Norm Winsky has an important change in trend date coming later this week. He discusses it in my interview with him from earlier today. If you haven't seen it, here's the web address. Please remember, a change in trend date must have a trend in place for there to be a change. If we're flat going into the date, there's no trend and nothing to change. This is analogous to what McGee and Edwards said in their classic 1948 book when they talked about head and shoulder stops. They said if you're not rallying into a head and shoulder, it isn't a top, and it doesn't mean that you're going to drop. I see a lot of people on the web see a head and shoulders in a consolidation. They think we're going to drop. It's not a reversal formation if there's nothing to reverse. And if you're not rallying into a head and shoulders, there's no rally to reverse. And if you're not rallying into the date later this week, there's nothing to reverse. Now, I am looking for a top in this area someplace. My wave count had this holding, and if we're going to rally into Norm's date, that's not going to hold. So something has to give. But as far as tomorrow is concerned, I'm fudging a bit and say we're going to trade higher, but I'm not making a prediction on how we close. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. It's a pattern with the early high, and that's today's call.